You're trying to impress somebody. Baker Mayfield walks into this league, young quarterback. Here comes superstar OBJ. I mean, superstar. Best catch we've ever seen. New York Giants. Supermodels in Paris. And Baker, through no fault of his own or no fault of OBJ, is overcompensating. He's trying to feed the ball to OBJ. And what Baker's really good at is what you see now, a point guard. He's not the biggest guy, the best arm, the best athlete, but he's throw the ball accurately, mix it up, no pressure on Baker, find the open guy, hit him. He's a point guard now. So before OBJ got hurt, there was a play that Baker was throwing to him and OBJ got hurt. Since that play, when OBJ was not available, 15 touchdowns, 1 pick. With OBJ, 10 touchdowns, 7 picks. His passer rating with OBJ was 80. Without it, it's MVP stuff. It's Aaron Rodgers, 112. Now, I don't think Baker is Aaron Rodgers. But the point being is, it is not ridiculous or a hot take to suggest that a young quarterback, Dak with Dez, Baker with OBJ, is influenced by a wide receiver that is a star, established in the league, a home run threat, and you want to appeal to him. You want to curry favor like Dak with Dez or Baker with OBJ. I'm not pointing fingers and blaming people, but we've all had a big brother we try to impress, or a boss or a coworker or a woman or a date we're trying to impress. It's natural. It's human. But Baker Mayfield's passer rating without OBJ is 112. That's Aaron Rodgers. So it's just, he's a better quarterback. And the organization has been denying this OBJ trade thing. I've been on this thing for 2 years saying, move OBJ. He never wanted to be there. It doesn't fit. Do not put this burden on Baker Mayfield, who is clearly pressing to get the ball to OBJ. And it's not a hot take. It's not even disputable. And by the way, Baker's current numbers are actually depressed, because Baker had to play 2 games at home in Cleveland in tsunamis. Remember that game against the Raiders when it was like 40-mile-an-hour winds? You couldn't land planes in Cleveland? He played 2 or 3 straight games at home where Baker couldn't throw the ball. The weather dictated it. So Baker's numbers would be better without OBJ. And when he had OBJ, he was throwing in better weather. Now he's throwing in worse weather, and his numbers are through the roof. It's not a hot take. It's the reality of humans. We're all trying to impress somebody. And young quarterbacks are vulnerable to star receivers who come with either an entourage or a reputation or an ego, or this is not a point fingers blame. It's a reality. Baker's simply a red-hot point guard who now can throw to anybody without overthinking who he has to throw to. Joy with the news.
No. Turn on the news. This is the Herd Line News.
A little college football drama on a Monday morning.
Love this.
Well, the playoffs are set. Alabama, Clemson, and Ohio State took the top 3 spots after winning their conference championships Saturday. And the 4th spot went to Notre Dame.
People are upset. Despite
their 24-point loss to Clemson in the ACC title game. Well, obviously people are upset. And Dabo Swinney decided to add his 2 cents to the situation. He ranked Ohio State number 11 in the final coaches poll. His top 4 were Alabama, Clemson, Notre Dame, and Texas A&M.
That's a fair ranking. Ohio State below Coastal Carolina is just poking the Buckeyes in the ribs. And I'll say this. Last year, I said, I don't bet college football much, although occasionally I see a bowl game or something. And last year, I made the biggest bet of my life on college football. Everybody said it was the best Big Ten of Ohio State team ever. And I said, no, Clemson's going to win. Ohio State now has that memory. You got Clemson's coach ranking them 11. Also, Clemson faces probably Alabama next. So they are looking ahead to Alabama, where Ohio State is completely focused on Clemson. I'm just saying, the Buckeyes are a very interesting side this weekend.
I think they could make it close.
I don't know if they can beat them.
But Justin Fields was 12 for 27, 114 yards, no touchdowns, and 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he was
against Northwestern.
Yeah, I know. These are kids. Lou Holtz used to say, you get a different 18-year-old every weekend.
No, I agree with you. I think it's going to be a lot closer than people think. I just think Ohio State doesn't have the personnel.
That's
Clemson
fair.
does.
And I think Clemson does. I worry about Ohio State on the back end of their defense. Trevor Lawrence. I mean, like, Clemson goes for it. They throw the ball over the top a lot.
I will say, though, like, the argument about Ohio State not having enough games, I don't want to say it's unfair because I really don't believe in fair.
Yeah.
But Dabo's kind of putting himself in some, and I don't think he cares at all. And why should he? Because once Trevor Lawrence goes off to the NFL, he's got his next quarterback to slide right in, and he looks great too, and he's a freshman. So, Dabo is not in a position of concern for how good he's going to be for the next couple years. However, things can change on you, and he's just fully, I'm just saying, Dabo's fully embracing being the villain of college football. That comes with a price. I love villains, so I'm all in on it, but I like that he's pitting himself against Ohio State. They have a very strong fan base, and that'll make for a very nice rivalry moving forward.
Wait for that game.
It's going to be great. So the Bills made it look easy, 48-19 over the Broncos on Saturday. Josh Allen had another incredible game, 359 passing yards and 4 total touchdowns. And with this win, the Bills officially ended the Patriots' 11-year run in the AFC East and clinched the division for the first time since 1995.
They have done. You got to give Sean McDermott and Brian Daboll credit. 2 years ago, Josh Allen was completing 53% of his throws. Out of Wyoming, Joy, we saw him play. Accuracy was a huge problem. He's now in the 69%. Some of this is and Josh is terrific. Some of this is coaching. Like, this is really good coaching.
I don't know how you can argue that. I did not like Josh Allen for the first 2 years. Like, I was like, I mean, I think has potential, but like, he's erratic. Not capable and wasn't capable of winning a playoff game. He's playing incredible. And no, I think that there's something to it. Obviously, it's coaching, and they stuck with him and developed him. And clearly, he has a talent and the disposition to be coached and developed, and everyone doesn't. But I do think this does speak to, we're very quick to move off of young quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And sometimes, and the Bills are a stable organization as well.
They're very well run.
It's not an organization I would describe as being dysfunctional. So they've got an incredible fan base. If you have some stability and, in some ways, a patient fan base, because it's Buffalo. Like, we're not making high demands of Buffalo as a country, right, of fans. Buffalo Bills fans have expectations, obviously. But they're not an impatient franchise in general. Some fan bases just like they want results immediately, and sometimes it takes time to develop players. And we're showing some video of the Bills coming back.
Very happy for a city that truly
fans beating them.
That fan base truly loves their football team.
I love seeing this. This makes me happy. Finally, Jalen Hurts was impressive again in his second start for the Eagles Sunday. He threw for 338 yards. Had 4 total touchdowns against the Cardinals, and after an early 16-point deficit, he had a chance at the end of the game. The drive stalled at the Arizona 31-yard line, and
he had a good
Eagles
Hail Mary.
Losing.
I'll tell you.
Actually, all 3 of the plays at the end of the game were right where they needed to be.
I got to tell you, this game was so entertaining. Kyler Murray made just enough mistakes to make it interesting. Jalen Hurts made just enough plays. I know that Kansas City and the Saints were on. But between the Rams getting upset and this game was, I just love these young quarterbacks. And again, they make more mistakes than I'm comfortable with, but the game is never out of reach. This was a really crazy fun. Well, we've said this for 2 years. Arizona may not be the best team in the league. They may be the best watch in the league. Yeah,
they're totally entertaining. And look, Arizona should have won this game. They're the better, more complete team.
They were.
So it ended how it was supposed to, but it was so fun to watch the entire time. And again, I'm just watching the Eagles with this lingering thought of, what are they going to do? Like, not only is Jalen playing well, he's exciting. So it's not like they're like, this was an ugly, hideous loss. Like, they're right there. If they had one, it wouldn't have been surprising. You were feeling disappointed with Eagle wins, and you feel optimistic with their losses. Yes. There's a sensibility with them watching Jalen. It's like, oh, this is exciting. We're in the game. We're not wasting opportunities. It's getting really interesting in Philadelphia. It really is. Joy with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
The Herd Lie News.
Well, to me, he's one of the top 2 or 3 coaches of my lifetime, the Bill Walshes, the Belichick's, the Jimmy Johnsons, and he joins me a couple times a year, and I always feel very fortunate. Fox Sports NFL analyst, a Hall of Famer, long overdue when he got it, and he's joining me from the Keys, where he always looks rested and comfortable.
go.